All right. Good morning. Just going to give a few minutes here for folks to get started, or folks to join us, I should say. We'll get started here in about a couple of minutes. In the meantime, I do have the risk disclosure. You can review. We'll get started here in a couple of minutes, guys. Morning, Frizu. Morning, Reading Tiger. Yeah, it was good. Mondays are generally not my favorite days of the week, so it's good to not have it as a day, or at least have it as a holiday, I guess. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and get started. Hey, good morning, Lucky. Um, so again, I do have the risk disclosure up again, just to kind of reiterate that I am not here in any sort of investment advisory capacity. The market trader and myself are not here to provide investment advice, offers to solicit, to buy, sell, recommend, endorse any security, company, instrument, or fund. Future trading does carry a fair amount of risk. It's not for every investor. An investor could potentially lose all or more of their investment capital, and that we should only be using risk capital when engaging in the markets. Okay. Again, not here not here to recommend or endorse any security, and past performance is not indicative of any future results here. Okay. So now that we got to kind of paraphrase the risk disclosure, you've had a chance there to review it. Let's go ahead and start with our first. Well, actually, before we start with the markets, we're going to go ahead and take a peek at the news here, and we're going to take a look and see what we have in store. Good morning, Robert. What we have in store as far as news, and it's a fair amount of news coming in today. All right, so we just had the ADP report, employment change, jobless claims come in, all a couple, I guess, mixed, I guess, some positive, some negative. I think has already had some impact on the markets. We have the PMI final coming in at 945. We have PMI coming in at 10 a.m. And then today is kind of a different day than normal because of the Labor Day holiday. We have, for those who trade crude oil, we have a inventory report coming in at 11 a.m. Eastern time. All right, a little bit different than the normal 10:30 time that we normally expect. Not only a different time, but on a different day. Okay, that's something to keep in mind for those who trade crude oil like myself. Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and let's say move off news and look at our first market. Lost audio or lost video. Yeah, let me we're going to be sharing the charts here in a second, so I think that'll hopefully restore here. All right, so I'm going to do this again. Okay, there you are. Okay, you should be able to hopefully see my screen. Okay. All right, excellent. Okay, so we're going to be taking a look at the first market of the day here, guys. The gold market has been strong since the open of the London session, and I guess maybe at the tail end, or maybe mostly. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the daily chart again. We'll take a look and just get a high level view of what the market is trying to accomplish. Okay, and you can see that the market is indeed trying to let's see if we can remove some of these drawings here. Okay, well, if these series of candles are any indication, market continues to try to head higher here. Okay, right? Market, it continues to make higher highs and higher lows. We've kind of come into an area where we could potentially make a new high. Right, we're up at a level of all-time highs, I guess, in this gold market. All right. On the daily. So sentiment remains very much bullish. Okay, looking at the 4-hour, we can see that we made again. We're kind of, I guess, a little bit in consolidation of late. We have, a series. We've broken some structure here to the upside. We've gotten enclosed above this 2540 level. And now we're flirting with, areas where we've seen some resistance in the past at 2560. Okay. So it'll be interesting to see how price reacts. Okay. Whether we get sellers coming in here at this 2560 level. Okay. If we do manage to get above 2560, then well, obviously 2570 and maybe beyond. Now, if we look at historically, I don't believe we've been at these prices. We're making some all-time highs in this market. Okay. Now, the move that we're seeing currently in this market is being received well by the buyers, right? You can see that we haven't seen anything in the way of negative volume delta here. All right. So meaning that we have a lot of bullish orders coming into this market, and that is supported by both price and volume. Okay. Looking at the 30-minute chart. Okay. 30-minute chart. We're going to go ahead and take a look. You can see right away that we're above a lot of the levels that we care about. Okay. We have a couple of anchored VWAPs that we've drawn here, both on the top and the bottom, and we're well above them. If we look at some of the EMA levels, they're above them. So everything that we look at is higher. Okay. So market very much bullish. All right. So take a look at the ADR. Well, ADR has been exceeded. Okay. We've exceeded ADR. We've broken ADR. We've come back, tested the top of ADR, and have continued our trek to the upside. Okay. Let's go ahead and start to discuss our levels here. Okay. So the levels that we've captured here in my spreadsheet. So I'll go ahead and capture them here. All right. So these are the levels that we care about now. A lot of them, price is above all of them. Okay. So this is one of these markets, okay, that we have to. It's going to be difficult to trade, okay, because well, I mean, unless you were available for some of these moves, we've been in a very kind of almost vertical market to the upside. Okay, these are by far the hardest markets to participate in, right? Because you feel like you're paying very retail, okay, if you decide to go long at these levels, right? So you have to be patient and wait for price to um, where's my initial balance? I don't see my initial balance. Okay, there it is. Okay, so yeah, you have to be patient and see if we can get some sort of pullback, okay, on these levels. All right, on price. All right, so we're going to go ahead and draw in our anchored VWAP. So that's going to offer us something that we can use potentially. These are all kind of areas where if price were to come, that these would offer us nice reversal zones, or not reversal zones, but continuation zones to the upside. Okay. So just kind of double confirming some of our levels here. We have the average daily range. As I mentioned, we've already exceeded at 25. 40, actually 25.43. Okay. Go ahead and move those 25.43. And then we're going to go ahead and open up average session range. We're going to move this to London here. Okay. And we've moved above those as well. Okay. So up here at 25.47. 25.47. 60. All right. So let's see. 25.20 is our 25.20.8 is our average session low. And average daily range low down here at 25.12. Okay. So yeah. So again, the idea here is to try to figure out exactly where we are a bit extended, okay, in this market. I do believe that we're probably a little bit overdue for maybe a little bit of a pullback. I would look at maybe the top of this ASR zone that we've established here as a logical location for maybe price to continue. We'll have to monitor to see how this initial balance range plays out over the next 45 minutes, okay, and see what market provides us, okay. So right now, I would say that we have to figure out ways to manage our risk and participate to the long side, barring any sort of news that's in the horizon, okay, that could put a wrench in this. All right, we still have a fair amount of news that's coming up here over the next hour and 15 that could potentially have an adverse effect on this market. So we're going to have to be, I guess, somewhat patient. Let the news kind of play into the market and then react accordingly. But for now, I would say that we need to look to see how we need to locate price levels that would allow us to participate to the long side in this market. Okay. So again, we have our two levels here on the anchor VWAP and a daily VWAP. If price were to come, those levels would be a logical location. And I've already mentioned this ASR high zone that we've kind of arrived at on the for London. All right. So I think that's pretty much it. I don't really see, again, if we look to the left here, I think we identified 2560 as maybe a level here that could offer some resistance. But But yeah, other than that, I would say that our sentiment remains bullish, and that we should look for trade executions along the same kind of lines. Okay, so taking a peek here and seeing if there's any questions. Okay, I'm not seeing them, so we're going to go ahead and move on to our crude oil market, which is this market over here on the right. Okay, so crude oil market, we're going to do the same. We're going to start with our higher time frame. Get a feel for what the market is telling us here. Okay, and let's see. Start off with a daily chart here. Okay, so what is the market trying to tell us here? Well, of late, okay, the market is telling us that it wants to head lower. Okay, oops, I'm looking at the wrong market. It's Nasdaq. Apologize for that, guys. All right, so let's open this up again. All right, we'll close this. Okay. So again, similar. Okay. Again, the market is telling us that it wants to continue this trek to the downside. Okay. Now we are at an area on the daily where we could potentially see a bounce. Okay. You see here that we've are making lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Well, this is not quite a lower low. Okay. This is certainly a lower high. Now we get our lower low. Okay. So given this pattern, well, the pattern says that maybe we could expect a little bit of a rally in the crude oil market. Okay. We're down at the bottom end of the channel. All right. Looking at the 4-hour chart. Okay, 4-hour chart. Again, we're going to go ahead and turn off our initial balance range, and we're going to ask ourselves, okay, well, on this chart, go ahead and remove this channel for now. Okay, we can see that, as I mentioned, we seem to be slowing our trek to the downside. Okay, we've reached, I guess, as I mentioned on our review of the daily, we reached to kind of the bottom end of the channel. All right, we are starting to see that maybe price is I guess losing a bit of momentum. Okay, losing a bit of momentum to the downside. Okay, and we're starting to establish some candles, although there's still some fair amount of wicks. Okay, we're starting to see some candles that are holding bullish. Okay, looking at the current candle that's currently developed, this is one of the strongest of late on the volume delta side. So there is, I feel that there's bulls, kind of beginning to step in to this market. All right. But still, again, if I'm looking at this, we haven't really broken any sort of significant levels to the upside. Okay. Probably need to get above at least 70. All right. Need to get above at least 70 to start to think about maybe looking to take this market long. Okay. Just gonna, yeah, 70 seems to be the price. Okay. All right. Looking at the 30-minute chart. I feel like election times just goes down. Let's see. Cut part of this. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and open up the 30-minute chart. Okay, 30-minute chart. Here we are. I'm going to go ahead and remove this channel here. Okay, so let's see. This is Wednesday. All right. So price currently is trading inside value, right? So there's really, and again, maybe in an anticipation of the inventory report, there's really, people are a little bit unclear on the news, what the news is going to say. And as a result, market is satisfied in kind of remaining in this range. Okay. So this 70 level again is indicating to me that might be a level. Okay. If we can get above that level, that could provide us, potentially a rally up to this ASR zone. All right. We have ADR also similarly at that level. Okay. If we manage to get above, right? Because we are above VWAP, but we've been above VWAP, we've been below VWAP of late, right? So and these are the way price is moving around this VWAP range. We close above, close below, close above, close below, close above. That's an indication that we are in kind of a range kind of price action, right? VWAP is not offering, much in the way of direction at the moment, right? We haven't had a very definitive move in one direction or the other. But I think the next level that I will be looking at for this market is to see if um, is whether or not it can close above 70. And if it can close above 70, then I would say that it opens up the ASR and ADR zones that we have up above, and maybe we get certainly back up to value area high before, or ASR ADR high, maybe up to the highs of the last couple of days. Okay. So 70 is going to be an interesting level for me. Okay. So let's go ahead and capture the levels that I've captured for this market and add them to the chart here. Okay. So here are our levels. We're going to go ahead and double confirm some of these. Okay. So we have our value area high. Okay. Which seems like a logical location for us to reach, at least in the short term. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and extend this line here to the right. All right. Oops. Right about there. Let's see. Right about there. Okay. So 70.28. Okay. That's already kind of identified. Just kind of double confirming some of these. Okay. 70.28 is our value area high. We have point of control. Okay. Coming in at what was that? 69.71. Okay. 69.72 is what I captured. Okay. And then value area low is down here at let's see, right around there. Move that into blue. Okay. Value area low is coming in at 69.36. Okay, so all in order here. Okay. So so value area is intact. 70.56 we have captured here. I'm going to turn off ASR here for a second. 70.52, okay, is our average daily range high. Average daily range low coming in at 68.02. Okay, 68.03. Okay. And then our average session ranges, we have 70.56. We got 70.56. Let's see, gonna modify that. 70.56 here. 70.56 is our average session range high. So I'm going to modify my spreadsheet here. Let's see, 56. Okay. And then 68.44 as our average session range low. Okay. Modify that some. 68.44. Okay. All right. Let's see. What else? Okay. So now that we have established our levels here, guys, so what to make of this market? Well, the fact that we are inside value. Yeah. So, yeah, if I'm going to probably pick this pivot over here, Alejandro, I would say that this would be kind of the logical area for an anchored VWAP. So this was, I guess, at the close of yesterday. Okay. So we'll go ahead and draw that in, but it seems to be very much in line with what we're seeing on the daily VWAP. Okay. So yeah, so anywhere along these lines, I would say that is offering us a logical location for a continuation move to the upside. All right. Again, like I said, for me, 70 seems like the logical area. Can it hold above 70? Because if it can hold above 70, I would say that we have really no issues in getting into 70.27, and then which is the prior settlement price, or around this prior settlement price, and then that potentially opens up the door to get us up to the highs of the day here. Okay, so I'm just taking a look, see where that takes us. Yeah, it could take us back to the highs of the day. All right, at 71. All right. So yeah, 70 is kind of an important level for me. Okay. If it does manage to close above 70, then I think we see some price headed higher in crude oil. If 70 proves to be a little bit resistant, and we start to see maybe the market kind of turn over, create a little bit of a double top, then we could probably obviously get back down to value area low settlement and maybe potentially beyond. Okay. So it will be interesting to see what we end up developing here. Okay. We have one pivot. All right. We sold off of 70. We've come down, consolidated, and now we've rallied back up to that same price. Okay. So again, 70 is going to be a price level that I'm going to closely monitor. All right. We'll have to wait to see what the initial balance range. We're still about 5 minutes away from that initial balance range. We also have inventory reports coming in at 11 a.m. today. Okay. So that's something else to keep in mind. Okay. All right. I think that's pretty much what I have to say in the market right now. I would say there's really nothing to do in this market. We're inside value, right? So inside value is basically an area that we're not expecting much. We shouldn't be expecting much in the way of a move either direction. All right. We've identified a level that we could take a look at, but then if we do go that way, if we go down that route, I mean, the logical level for that to move is up to 70.27. Maybe good enough for a scalp, but not really interested in that kind of move. Okay. If I do participate to the long side, my target's going to be a little higher, and I have to believe that's going to happen. Okay. In order for me to take the move. And again, I'm not really keen on participating inside the value area range. Okay. All right. I think that's what I have to say we have our anchor VWAP established. I guess, you could also make a case here for this, but I think it's already been broken to the upside. We could potentially draw another anchored VWAP here above, again, kind of capturing the levels here. See if I can locate my anchor VWAP tool. Okay. This would be another logical area for price as well. Okay. And that would kind of break structure that we've been getting here to the downside. Notice how we've kind of stalled here a bit and reacted away from it. Okay. But it was not sustained. Okay. It got to value area low and reversed. Okay. So these are a couple of lines. Okay. We're kind of at an interesting juncture in this market. We'll just have to be patient and wait for price to make a move. Okay. In one direction or the other, but we are at a potential area of decision. Okay. In crude oil. All right. I think that's it for the crude oil market. I'm going to go ahead and move into the equities. I wanted to touch the equities earlier, so let's go ahead and do that now. Look at the micros. We'll look at the full-blown minis. Okay, so again, looking at this market of late, it looks like the market is trying to head lower. Okay, we managed to make a lower high. And so again, really, I'm not seeing necessarily anything in its path that, could potentially cause us to not maybe come back to some of these lows here that we established back at 18,000. Okay. Now, what we can say is that we did break some structure to the upside, was met with sellers. Okay. Now the question is, and I think we've kind of already identified that maybe there's a larger kind of consolidation pattern that's developing here, right? Kind of a symmetrical triangle pattern. So we could remain in this range until price decides that or market participants decide that what direction. We don't know we don't know based on this consolidation pattern what direction it's going to take the market. But of late, I would say that it appears that it wants to potentially head lower, but it needs to break this consolidation range, right? So we need to see a definitive break below in order for that to potentially to happen. Okay, so we're kind of in range, consolidation range in the Nasdaq. I don't know. Maybe my view is more a tint to the bear side. Okay, since we've made these kind of series of lower lows and lower highs. Okay, and we of the last, I guess if you look at the last three candles, those three candles have been bearish. Okay, so let's see. Let's go ahead and move on to the 4-hour chart. We'll kind of drill into these levels here a little bit, these candles a little further. Okay, again, you see the series of lower lows and lower highs. Okay, we've come into another level. We kind of rallied a bit, but we're right back at a level that where we could potentially break. Right now, if I'm a bear, well, what do I want to see? I want to see a new low. I want to see a close below this consolidation range. If I'm looking to buy, well, I need to get out of this range, right, to the upside. So maybe this 19,000 level is an area that I want to see price to get above to for me to really embrace the longs. Okay. Otherwise, I feel like whoever or whomever was able to drive the market lower is probably not going to allow for too much of a rally before they step in. Okay. So somewhere in this range here, right? This area here, an area that we've broken in the past, could serve this 19,210 could serve as an area where for price to I guess continue its trek to the downside, right? So this area right here, 19,200, 19,210. Again, this was a prior level of support. Now could potentially become resistant. Okay, similar to what we had here, right? We had a break. Okay, break above structure to the upside. We've come back. Okay, it closed. It reacted away from it, but now it managed to get through it. So I would say that this seems to be a logical level for price to also again reverse the other direction. All right. All right, so let's take a closer look here at where in reference to our value range. All right, where is price? Okay, so I'm just kind of double confirming that I've captured the right areas. I did. Okay, so the area that immediately comes into focus is this number right here. Okay, this 18,930. That's kind of my line in the sand. Okay. If price manages to get above, then I would say that we have the potential of rotating through value. Okay. But the first order of business is for price to get inside value. Okay. If it's unable to, all right, if price stalls at this value area zone, okay, this could also be an area where we could see a reversal in price. Okay. So close above, look for a bullish move. Close remaining below it, look for bearish. Okay, this is kind of the line in the sand that I'm drawing for myself for this market. All right, let's go ahead and open up and provide the levels here. So we're going to go ahead and capture them here. So here we are. We have our levels. Okay, we're just going to spot check our value area low. Make sure I got that correctly, and indeed I do. 18,933.50 is the number that I'm going to be looking at very closely to see if price does manage to close above it or remain below it. If remains below it, I'm of the view that we're going to continue to the downside. If we start to close inside it, maybe get above, in this case, settlement, then I would say that we have a fair chance that we rotate through the entire value area range and potentially higher. All right. So let's go ahead and open up our ADR zones. We have our ADR zones established here well above the market. So we just want to double confirm them. So we have 19,148 as our ADR high. Okay, I had it at I had 148, so we're gonna change this to 154. Okay, 154. If I can get my mouse to behave. 154. Okay, our average daily range low here at 18,781. Okay, that seems to be in order. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and open up ASR with the understanding that the U.S. session has not opened yet. Okay, so the only sessions that I can really capture here are London. Okay, so this is the London's average session range. So we have 19,136 on the upper end. Okay, 19,136. Okay, on the upper end, 136, even. Okay, just modify that a little bit. Okay, and then we have our average session range low at 18,857. Okay, so 857, 857. All right, 50. Okay. All right. So again, these especially the average session ranges, the average session range could change here with the open of the market. Let's get rid of some of these arrows here. But so yeah. So again, this value area low is going to be an important area for me. All right. I'm going to see if value area low does hold. And if it does hold, we could see one scenario is for price to continue to the downside. If price does close, let's say inside value, maybe above this settlement, then we could potentially see price reach certainly value area high and maybe these ASR or ADR zones that I have established here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and capture this on my spreadsheet here. Make sure that we okay. So we're going to go ahead and mark those in bold to indicate that they are new levels. Okay. And yeah, so again, real simple hypo for me right now is this value zone. This is going to be my reference level going into this market. I'm going to be looking to see how well price held this level. If I'm to draw any sort of anchored VWAP here, let's go ahead and open up VWAP for one and see where price is in relation to VWAP. Well, it looks like it's below. I'm kind of inclined to do my anchored VWAP at the most recent pivot, and that is right around here, okay, which is the start of yesterday's session, around the open of the yesterday's session. Okay, so here we are. Notice how well this anchored VWAP has respected, how well price has respected this anchored VWAP. We had one reversal, price come back up to it, really strong reversal. Okay, is this going to continue to offer us a zone to participate to the downside? Okay, we'll have to wait and see. Again, as I mentioned before, if I'm looking to go long, well, I have three things I need to see happen. Ideally, right? Most conservative. Okay, price close inside value, price close above settlement, and now price above anchor VWAP. All three of those things, and we could probably get that in one candle, right? But that's at least what I would need to see in order to participate long in this market, at least. Okay. Otherwise, I'm looking to potentially fade, right, or continue to see look for opportunities to the downside. Okay. All right. Taking a look here, see if there's any. I just want to make sure this is very visible to folks. All right. If there's any questions, okay, for NASDAQ, I don't see them. All right. So I will before we close off here with the last couple of instruments here, guys. I do want to encourage folks to hit the like button. If you're not already a subscriber, maybe also think about subscribing to the channel. and then don't hesitate to hit a like or two. Okay. I am trying to obviously build my portal. I'm about I don't know, last I checked, about 392 subscribers of you, which I do thank and support me, okay, in this journey, my future's journey. So I would encourage you guys to don't be afraid to hit the like button if what I'm sharing with you resonates, and more importantly, that has it supported your development as a futures trader, and provided you some opportunities and I guess better understanding of the markets so that you can best take advantage of them. Okay. All right. With that said, let's now move on to the last couple of markets that for this session here, and let's go ahead and close this off here. We'll locate the S&P. Okay, we'll look at the S&P. Very busy chart, so we'll remove some drawings. Once I get so many lines, my mind becomes super cluttered, and can't really I think clearly. Okay, so removed all my drawings. I'm going to go ahead and open up the daily. You're welcome, Frizu. All right, you're welcome. So what is the market trying to accomplish here? Okay, well, looking at the daily, we had a relatively massive, okay, last couple of days. Maybe this is a bit news driven. Okay, we had a massive bearish candle here, right? This is engulfed in, took out a lot of hopeful buyers here, okay, of this market. Now it was natural to think that maybe this could be a springboard for higher prices, right? Why? Because we've broken some resistance, held above it, okay, and broken it and made a new kind of structure above it. So it's probably natural for a lot of people once they saw this to potentially step in for long. Okay. But what did the market do? It did exactly opposite, right? It took all those buyers and took them for a ride down the other direction. All right. Basically said, not in my watch. Okay. So market right now, I would say, given this bearish engulfing, I would say on the daily chart, we have to kind of continue look for this kind of action potentially. Okay. Or we could potentially stay in range. But the fact that we've broken some structure here, and especially those poor buyers who came in here thinking that, well, okay, I'm going to see another extension to the long side. This candle right here tells me a lot. Okay, now again, I do realize that this candle might be a bit news driven. Okay, but the subsequent candles that followed have not been able to make any sort of headway inside this area. Okay. We'll see. Maybe with news today, maybe that'll change. But until it changes, and if it continues to stay below, I'm going to continue looking for bearish trades. Okay. All right. 4-hour chart. Okay. 4-hour chart, we are kind of in consolidation. This consolidation range. We made an attempt here to rally, only to be met by sellers, and we've been in this consolidation range ever since. Okay. Nothing really of note here other than this swing low that's broken some structure, which basically this series of candles was our bearish engulfing that we saw on the daily. Okay. Congratulations, Amit. Excellent. I mean, I do appreciate that, and I do, I do appreciate the kind words, guys. One thing I will say, and I don't like, honestly, I'm not a super great marketer, but I will say this, okay, and is that if you're looking to accelerate your journey in this market, oftentimes is with the support of a mentor or two. Okay. I can say that for myself in my journey as a futures trader. I turned the corner in my trading in the way I trade by working with mentors. All right, working with people in supporting my journey. Right. So just like Amit, who's I was a coaching student of mine, who's now passed the combine yesterday. I have obviously a number of people who have benefited from my one-on-one mentorship. So if you are interested on that side of things, of the fence, don't hesitate to kind of reach out to me. Um, so privately or some other fashion. Okay. But again, I'm not, I'm not, it's not a hard, how you say, I'm not a marketer by nature here. So I'm very humble. Okay. In understanding that I'm very humble to the market. I respect the market, and I don't want to come across as someone who's looking to make a fast buck or what have you. Okay. I do see that there is benefit in having personal mentors, one-on-one coaching. The fact that you're here today, group coaching, is also a good way of understanding the market. So enough of that. But Amit, thanks so much for your kind words, and I do appreciate them very much. Okay, so let's get back to the markets here. Sorry for the segue here. All right, so for our chart, we are in range. Again, we haven't really made any sort of headway into whoever and whomever drove the markets lower. Okay, so we are in consolidation range. Maybe you could some of you may argue is that, well, if we're not making new lows, are we setting the stage for a reversal in price? Well, that's a possibility, right? So the longer we're not able to make a new low, well, it's going to give it's going to give confidence. It's going to give confidence to the buyers to step in. Okay, so having this range without making a new low is not necessarily the best. Okay, for those who are looking to have the market head lower. Okay, all right. 30-minute chart. Okay, so 30-minute chart. We're going to go ahead and open this up here. We're going to go ahead and establish our value area here. Okay, so with our fixed range volume profile, we're going to go ahead and locate the see 930 candle, drag that across to the 430 candle. So here we are. Okay, I would say that we're kind of looking on the Nasdaq. I had mentioned that this value area low was going to be my level of reference. Okay, for possible short or long. Well, the ES is a little bit different. I would say it's probably a little bit stronger, okay, to the upside. Okay, it's already taken that step. Price is already inside value, okay, from the prior day. Now the question is for me, is price able not is price able to close? Because look at the just the prior candle. It made an attempt to get in and it failed. It closed below it. Okay, but it's buyers have again come back in, and it's back inside. So is this going to offer the, how we say, the evidence, okay, for a continued move to the upside? We'll have to wait and see. All right, so let's go ahead and open up our ADR zones. Okay, so we have our ADR high, ADR low. I'm going to go ahead and bring down my levels for this market. All right, so here are levels for this market here. Okay, so and then I'm just going to spot check to make sure I've captured these accurately. I got value area high at 55.44. Okay, I got value area low at 55.25, and I got a point of control at 55.35. So all seemed in order. So again, guys, you can see how often I look at these where price is in reference to value. Okay, because where price is in reference to value gives me a view on the market sentiment. Okay, so if price is inside value, right, at the start of the session, well, that's indicating to me that there is, I guess, a feeling that the market is fairly priced, at least temporarily. Okay, so in order for me to really take any sort of directional trade, I need to get outside this value area. Okay, I do not want to be a part of this, and I don't know about you guys, but just having that information alone, okay, of being able just to say, you know what, I'm in an area where I could expect some chop. Okay, I'm not going to participate in any sort of directional trade. That's that in my past, I didn't have that insights, right? But now knowing that we are inside value and that I should, if anything, expect range trade, okay, not expect necessarily a directional trade. Well, that's huge for me because it avoids some executions that I would otherwise get chopped up by, right? I often joke about these ranges, right? These are ranges where combines go to die, right? These are not areas that we generally like to participate in the market, okay? We want to focus on the extremes of the market: value area high, value area low, right? I spend quite a bit of time understanding where those levels are on a daily basis. Okay. All right. So with that said, we have our levels. So really what to do with this market really for me right now we're kind of in a wait and see mode for me. Okay. I would say that, the fact that we are able to close potentially back inside value obviously is a feather in the cap for the bulls. Okay, but that doesn't mean that's going to necessarily cause the market to go higher. Okay, I would say the next more significant thing, it would be, can it get above 55.40, 55.42? That's the more significant thing, okay, because that's indicating that structure, right, is starting to break to the bullish side. Okay, so kind of draw something along these kind of lines, right? Can I get above 55.36? Because if I cannot get above 55.36, I have no business. I have no business in thinking that this market's going to go long. Okay, I'm just setting myself up for sellers to step in and drive price lower. Okay, I need to see price action indicate that indeed there's the market participants that have the resources to make this market move in a bullish direction. All right. All right. I think that's pretty much so. For ES, although the fact that we're back inside value or not below value is, I guess, more neutral. Okay. For me to really turn and say more bullish, I would say that we need to see if we can get a close above this line here. Okay, which is also above point of control. Right. I need to see price break structure to the upside and also break this level here at 55.40. Okay, if I'm going to embrace the longs. All right. All right. Let's close off today's session with a review of the Dow. Okay, I'm not seeing anything question wise, so we'll go ahead and move on to the Dow 2024. Okay. All right. Almost looks like an exact replica of what we were seeing on the ES here, but let's take a peek at the daily. All right, we'll move these levels are a bit old, so I wouldn't read into those just yet. I have a number of them around. Okay. So we need to ask ourselves, well, what is the market trying to accomplish? Well, if you were to talk to me prior to this red candle, right, I would say that we are breaking structure to the upside. Okay. But now that we've received this candle and we've closed back inside the range that was broken, I'm beginning to wonder a little bit, right? I'm beginning to wonder whether you're welcome, Alejandro. I'm beginning to wonder whether the buyers have the resources to take this market higher or not, given that we have this bearish candle. All right. 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, again, here's our bearish candle that we saw on the daily. Let's go ahead and turn off ADR. Okay, so we have our series of bearish candles. We did get a little bit of a rally, met with sellers again. Now we're back at this again. Okay, looking to see if we can get higher. So similar kind of thing that I'm looking for in the ES. I would say 41,140 is kind of a level that I would need to look at. I mean, basically a new high, right? Really just to begin to start thinking about looking for long opportunities. Okay, you can see that volume delta. There is a fair number of folks that are long the market currently. Okay, buy a lot of buy volume, a fair amount of buy volume coming in. All right, 30-minute chart. Okay, so 30-minute chart. Don't know exactly what happened to my levels. We'll See if we can get those back. So let me maybe move this here a little bit closer. Okay, 30-minute chart. Okay. All right, here we are. Okay, so we'll see if we can update these levels some. Okay, I'm trying to see if I can negotiate both the charts and this text box in the same location, or relatively same location. All right, so initial balance, let's go ahead and update this because this looks like appears to need to be updated some. Okay, we'll go ahead and do this. I'm not interested in the fill, and this I do like to see in blue. Okay. All right. So this is yesterday's initial balance range. The reason we don't have new lines is because we're about 6 minutes away from the new session opening. So the next thing that I'm going to be drawing in is my value range, okay, from Wednesday. So I'm going to locate my 930 bar. Okay, don't read into my labels, guys, because I am talking to you from the West Coast. Okay. All right. About here. Okay. There's my value range, right, which is inside my initial balance range, which is kind of interesting. Okay, initial balance range from yesterday. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and extend these lines. All right, this is my value area high line. This is my value area low line, and this is my line of point of control. Okay, where the highest the price has garnered the highest amount of volume for that session. Okay. All right. So we've responded off of point of control. So let's see if I can update some of these levels. All right. So our value area high is 41,141. So I'm going to modify this. 41,000. 41,141. Okay, that's my value area high. My value area low is 40,983. 40,983. Okay, and then we got our point of control at 41,040. Point of control at 41,040. Point of control, we have our settlement at 051. Okay, 051, 41,051. Okay. I'll go ahead and open up ADR. We have ADR high coming in at 41,237. 41,237. Let's see. 41,237. Okay, is our average daily range high. And then our average daily range low is coming in at, what is that? Down here at 40,821. 40,000. See right here, 40,821. Oops. 40,821. Okay, is our average daily range low. And let's see, average session range. This is going to change on me here in about 3 minutes. We're going to open that up here. I'm going to say 41,171. 41,000. See. Come on now. 41,171. Like I said, this is probably going to change with the open of the market, but I'll go ahead and capture it for now. We got 40,828. 40,828 as our average session range low. Okay, 40,828. I didn't want to do that. Okay. See if I can do this without erasing the other one. Okay, 40,828. Okay. All right. I think I've captured most of the levels here, guys. So again, similar to what we were saying about the ES. If right now we're inside value, we're about 2 minutes away from the open of this market. We're coming up on this value area high range. So if price can stay above this 141 level, okay, which would be our value area high, I have to contend with this average session range high, which could be resistant, okay. But otherwise, if we do get above both these items, then I would say that, we are headed higher in this market. Okay. If price is going to stall, well, it could stall right where we're at right now. Maybe we could stall around this 41,171, which is our average session range high. Okay. So this is going to be kind of a couple of important levels for me. If we do manage to close above and also close above this session level, then I would say that there's a fair amount of chance that we continue higher. Now you can see here, right? We see that volume is currently supporting this move. Okay, we have the initial balance range that's being established. We have new average session ranges. I'm going to go ahead and modify my average session range high is now 304. Okay, my average session range low has moved from 828 to 959. Okay, so we'll go ahead and move those 959. Okay. So yeah, so I think that's kind of what we're looking at right now. So it'll be interesting to me to see if price is able to hold above value. If it's able to hold above value, maybe we have enough of a momentum here for the market to continue higher. Otherwise, this might be a reference location. We've already kind of reversed off of. We got to average daily. It's average session range, I guess, or average session range high from yesterday, and it sold off a bit. Okay, so it'll be interesting to see if the Dow does indeed close above, and if it does close above value and close above this session, then we could see price head up to this new range that's been established with the open here. Okay. Taking a peek, see if there's any questions or comments or anything along those lines. Do not see them. Okay, so again, we'll remain patient for price to tell me what direction it wants to take the market. Right now, it seems that price currently, at least again on the Dow, is respecting this area, value area high, value area low. But I really need to wait to see if I get, candles here to kind of close here away from this area. Do I get a 3-bar kind of reversal pattern established here? Okay. So that's kind of what I'm going to be patient and wait for. Okay. We have our price location. Now it's a matter of whether we get the price action to support the location. Okay. But it is an area where I could potentially manage my risk. All right. All right. I think that is all for me, guys. So I'm going to again wish you a solid and market. Okay. Encourage you guys to remain patient. Okay. Stick to your guns when it comes to your processes. Wait for your location, wait for your confirmations. Don't try to, front load or anticipate some things. Let these things happen, and then have you react to them as they happen. Okay. So yeah, with that, trade well, trade safe, trade like a pro, be a market trader. All right, guys, have a good day of trading. Don't be afraid to hit the likes. Don't be afraid to hit make comment here and there where you see these posts, and have a great session, guys. You're welcome, Sapadia.